These are my least worn fragrances. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Today I wanted to chat with you about my least worn fragrances. I did a video, I think about a year ago already, about my most worn fragrances, and I still stand by that. I haven't really bought too many fragrances in the past 2 years. I've only added 1 or 2 this year because I just felt like sprucing things up. But I've just really been wearing what I have when it comes to fragrance. And I thought I could come on here and share with you my 10 least worn fragrances. And there is a theme here. Most of these are occasion wear only. I only tend to wear them during special occasions because they were either really expensive or something else, or they are things that I do love, but they have been discontinued, for instance, which is why I'm not wearing them more often. Or there is just something wrong with the packaging. Or I just don't like the way it lasts on my skin or something like that. So that's what the categories that these fall into. Now, I'm not a fragrance nerd by any means, but I like smelling nice. So I did go through a phase where I really wanted to test things out and see what I liked. I currently do have a bit of a fragrance wish list, but because I have so many things, I was like, I just need to use a couple of bottles up before I commit to other bottles again, because it's just, I don't want there to be like hundreds of fragrance in my house. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I've definitely worn all of these. Some of these are more worn than others. In fact, one of the fragrances I'm about to show you has been a long-standing favorite in my fragrance wardrobe, you could say. Shall we start there? Let's start there. Because the fragrance I'm talking about is Florabotanica by Balenciaga. This was, I think Kristen Stewart was the ad for this, went back in the Twilight days, so this came out ages ago. And I remember getting my first bottle of this with a gift voucher that my students very kindly gifted me because they knew I like makeup, so they gave me a gift voucher, and it became my signature scent for a very long time. And then I picked up this big guy from Notino, and you can see I've used it. But I bought this after using up a 30 ml bottle of this and a 50 ml bottle of this, and I was like, oh, I'll buy the big guy because I love it so much. And then they discontinued it. And because it's discontinued, and because I like it so much, I don't want to go through this too quickly. Because once it's gone, I can never buy it again. This has a very clean, fresh opening, and then it dries down to something that is a little bit more warmer and a little bit, is it musky? I don't really remember how to describe this one, but I have screenshots of all of the fragrance notes from all of fragrances I have from Fragrantica, so I'll pop those images up on the screen as I'm talking about these, because that gives you a far better idea of what these smell like than me telling you. But yeah, this has really good lasting power on me. And I really like how this sort of transforms. That freshness goes away, and then afterwards it just has this really warm, cozy dry down. It's been one of the best ones I ever had. I don't think this is very coveted within the world of fragrance, but I have always really liked mine, and I don't wear it anymore as often as I used to, mainly because I know I can no longer buy this. So at some point in my life, I will run out of this, but I'll probably, like the other 2 bottles, keep it afterwards to make sure I always have this on hand, because I did really like it. In a very similar vein, Dior Homme, the original. This is the fragrance that was launched when had Robert Pattinson just become the face of the Dior Homme line? I don't remember. But I remember looking for an alternative to another discontinued fragrance I used to love. I still have a teensy tiny bit left in that bottle, but it's Love Chloe, and it has this very powdery, soft sort of scent. And I was looking for something similar, and then I found this, and then since I bought mine, they reformulated this, and it no longer smells the same. So similar to the Florabotanica, I don't wear this as often as I did. You can see, again, I did use it. This is a 75 ml bottle because I knew I liked scents like this already, and I trialed an air, there were so many things that I tried. I actually just went by scent notes on Fragrantica with my Chloe perfume, and I just looked up what was in there. I think it was like pink pepper and iris or something like that, and this had that too, but then there's a leathery note, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't looked up this fragrance in a while, but The scent profile of this changed completely when they reformulated, so I have one of the 2017 bottles, which is the one that everybody's always after if you have to believe Fragrantica. So I know that this smells very different if you buy it now compared to the one that I have. It's apparently a lot less powdery than it used to be, but I like that powdery scent, and this is actually the thing that put me onto buying men's fragrances sometimes as well. I tend to go by scent profile nowadays a little bit more than I do by the marketing, you could say. So Dior Homme, the original, is this? It just says Dior Homme original. Doesn't say anything else. Eau de toilette. Like that one a lot. Again, should wear it more often. But because that was discontinued, I have been like buying other powdery scents to sort of make up for it. Then a fragrance that maybe I should just get rid of this at some point. This is a Nest fragrance. This is Cocoa Woods. And this is a little roller ball. And I got this from Sephora. Nest fragrances aren't sold here in Europe. And it's very difficult to import fragrance that isn't sold in your country. And this smells so good. But I think it's the roller ball, because when I bought the roller ball, I did test it on my skin before I bought this. I got it as a souvenir from New York. I believe this fragrance is no longer being made as well, but it just doesn't smell the same. From what I remember it smelling like on my skin with a spritzer, it's the roller ball that really doesn't make this smell the same as the spritzer did. So I don't love the roller ball action, and that's why I never wear this. Again, fragrances that I don't think they were available in Europe, and then I found them really randomly on Feel Unique, but this is no longer a brand. This is Elizabeth and James. And Elizabeth and James used to be Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen's fragrance brand, and everybody was raving about it, and I wanted to try it, and I remember testing it on my skin in 2017, and I randomly found 2 bottles online, and I ordered them. This is French Grey, right? I don't even know the name of this anymore. French Grey and Vanilla Bourbon, and this was my very first ever vanilla fragrance. French Grey, again, has that softer sort of cashmere warm hug. Vanilla Bourbon is a bit more of a gourmand, and I really like both of these. I love the bottles. I've had these for years. I've used them loads, and it doesn't even look like I've made a dent in these, and these are small bottles. So I'm not sure if this is just so potent. Like, these are 30 ml bottles. They're not big. So these fragrances last you a very long time. I'm not wearing them as often anymore. And I sort of group these together to be like the same thing because they're by the same brand. And I got them at the same time. So I've had these for years. I wore them a lot at the start, but I don't wear them as often because I have been buying other things that smell pretty similarly that I just like better. So that's why these are a really good sort of like nostalgic feel, and I can still wear them if I want to. These smell amazing. Oh, yeah, this is so nice. This is a little soapy now compared to everything else. Yeah, Vanilla Bourbon is still really good. Yeah, it's sort of like this boozy vanilla. I really like it. One that I bought and then I just didn't really know what to do with it is by Jo Malone. This is one of their Cologne Intenses, so these are the more long-lasting ones. This is Dark Amber and Ginger Lily, and one of the things that Jo Malone really promotes is layering your fragrances. This by itself doesn't smell nice on me at all. I need to layer it with wood sage and sea salt in order for it to smell really nice, but I actually really like wearing wood sage and sea salt by itself. So I tend to wear that one by itself all the time, and then I never wear this because I don't wear this on its own. And I never really think of layering it under wood sage and sea salt anymore. So don't really understand why I got this at the time. This is another one where I'm like, maybe I should just declutter it. Like, it smells like nice like this, but I don't like the scent of it on my skin when I spray it on, and it's been on for a few hours. In continuation of like packaging I don't like, this is Un Jardin sur le Nil by Hèrmes. This was a pricey fragrance. This retailed for like 80 euros or something like that when I bought it, and I had a gift voucher, so this is pricey. I love the scent of this. This is a very sort of fresh but tropical, really nice smell. It's apparently inspired by like walking down like along the Nile in Egypt. I've never been there, but there's like some really nice fragrance notes in here, and I really, really like it. But my spritzer is like wobbly. So if I spray this, like if I don't get my finger on here correctly and I push it down a little bit to the side first and then press it down, I get this really, really intense squirt because it doesn't mist. It's a spray that comes out. It didn't used to do that at first, so I think after using it for a little while, the spritzer just broke. Because I don't remember it having it when I bought it, and here in the Netherlands you can't really return any sort of beauty product. So for how expensive this was, I wanted there to just be a much better spritzer. Just there should have been a much better spritzer. So I don't wear it that often because if I'm rushing out the door, fragrance is usually one of the very last things I do. And then sometimes I just get this very, very intense spray, and then it's just too much, and I get a little headachy from that. So that's why I'm like, don't love that for me. I have Under the Stars by Maison Margiela. This is one of their replica fragrances. I read about this coming out, and I really wanted to have it. It's oud and leather. I love fragrances like this, and I really enjoyed also that this comes in like the smaller size. With replica fragrances, it's like either the big size or it was a small size for a very long time, and this is like the medium size. So if the fragrances now come in this, I find it a little easier to buy because the big guys are just too big for me. I will never be able to use that up. So yeah, Under the Stars, I was like, oh, I'm gonna wear it loads, bought it, and then I never wore it. This was my sign that I needed to stop buying fragrance because it was just overkill at some point. I'm sure I'll go back to this at some point. This is one of those fragrances that I bought later on that I think is a really good substitute for the Dior one that I just showed you. But yeah, this, I like the scent. I really, really do. But I bought it and then I think I wore it like twice. Because I have so many other things that are a little bit similar to it that because I've had them longer, I just want to get more use out of it. So I don't wear that one as often. Now, something that I do have, and again, when it comes to like decluttering my fragrance collection, I'm going to have to be very honest with you. I think all of my Zara perfumes just have to go. When I first really, really got into fragrance and I started to test more things out, I tried quite a few Zara fragrances, not only because I do a lot of dupes for very popular fragrances, so if you want to see if you like the scent, it's a lot more cost effective than buying the big guys. Nowadays, I just go to the store and see if I can get a tester. But yeah, I have a bunch of these Zara fragrances, and they are good. This is Amber Fig and Cashmere from the Rain collection. This is number 4, and this is really, really nice. It's a really good fragrance. I believe this is one of the ones that was created by Jo Malone. I'm not sure if she still makes fragrances for Zara, but I have a couple of those from like different collections that Jo Malone did with Zara, and I really like them. They're really good fragrances. But the thing with Zara fragrance is that you need to take the bottle with you if you're out all day, because after 4 hours, it's completely disappeared. So these just don't have any sort of lasting power on me, and I know that that's an issue that a lot of people have with their Zara fragrances, so I love the scent. This is sort of like the kind of scent that I would throw on if I just had a shower. You know when you've worked out, you've had dinner, you take a shower, you still want to smell nice. It's like a shower fragrance, really. And then you wake up the next morning and you can put on something else that has more longevity. That's really how this one works. But other than that, I don't really get any use out of my Zara fragrances. I'm terribly sorry. And then I have 2 more pricey things, and these I keep for special occasions mainly. Usually when I really invest in a fragrance, I do tend to like only wear it during like special seasons, birthdays, parties that I go to, the holiday season. I don't tend to reach for them as often as I maybe should, but these are also, especially some of the more niche fragrance, they tend to be a little bit heady, so I don't want to wear them to work because I do like teach and I don't want to wear anything too heavy, even though I love really sort of heavy, spicy scents on myself, which is why I like Sauvage Elixir by Dior. I know it's a men's fragrance, I know, but Yeah, I really like this, and I do wear this out on special occasions. I love wearing that one dancing, because even if I sweat, it still like it keeps smelling the same. And it's just, it really nicely works together with my body chemistry, so love that one for dance parties. And then we have Angel Share by Killian, which this is when I started to realize that getting fragrance could become a very expensive hobby, and actually most of the things that are currently on my wish list is niche brands like this, where it's like 200 euros for a bottle, which is just insanely expensive, which, I mean, it's like a treat yourself every once in a while kind of occasion for me. This is not the kind of fragrance that I'm just gonna buy every month, you know? And like I said, I haven't really bought any fragrance in like the past 2 years. I didn't get a single fragrance in all of 2025. And this was actually the last fragrance I bought before that. And I got this at the start of 2024. So it had been like 2 years since I bought a fragrance, ever since I got one new fragrance. And I got two new fragrances in like January and February. But one of them I got with a gift voucher. It was a Gucci Bloom fragrance. I don't remember what it's called anymore. But it's this sweeter scent. And I actually have a dupe, not for this exact one, but there is this Arabic fragrance brand that does a lot of like Killian dupes. They're called, what are they called again? Latifa, I think they're called. And I needed something to add onto my order to get free shipping when I was buying some SSN Catrice stuff. And then I saw that they were selling these fragrances, and I had actually seen them in store, but then all of the fragrances that smelled nice to me were actually not in stock. And I bought the, what was it called? Camra Qua, whatever it was called. Like, not the first one they did, but the second one. And it's like a better version of this. And it's like a fraction of the price. Like, this is a little bit more applesauce like it has this like fruity note to it. It's boozy but fruity. And the other one is a little bit more spicy. So I like that one actually better, and that one lasts really well on me too. So now I'm also like, do I then have to buy these really expensive fragrances? So that's sort of where the journey is taking me currently. But yeah, I do really like this fragrance. It's just not something that I wear on the daily. I also find a scent like this because it lasts a really long time on me. And if you don't know anything about me, I do have allergies. I can suffer from asthma, and wearing incredibly intense fragrances can actually make my asthma worse. I actually could not wear fragrance for a good number of years in my 20s when I first found out about the asthma and the hay fever that I have, because it wasn't working out. So when I was able to wear it again, I really had to like figure out what I liked. And this was one of the things that I bought as part of that like journey of figuring out what I like. And this is the fragrance that made me realize I like these boozy, warm, huggy sort of scents on myself a lot. But they can be a bit much to be wearing every single day. But yeah, I do love this fragrance a lot. It's just really, really pricey. This is like, also like, it's so heavy that sometimes the cap isn't on right, and then it like falls into my drawer because the lid comes off so easily. So I'm always afraid to drop this because it was so pricey. But yeah, I do really enjoy this fragrance. It's really, really good. I love mine. And I love all these fragrances really, but as I mentioned, I don't wear them as much as I do. I should wear them a lot more often. Oh well. So thanks for watching me here today. Thumbs it up if you liked it. Like I said, I'm not a fragrance snob. Don't expect me to all of a sudden do regular fragrance videos. That's not the aim here. I sort of like what I like. I have my core favorites, and I'm slowly but surely making my way through using actually up a couple of things. I'm wearing a Byredo fragrance today, the Super Cedar, and that one's almost gone. I had not clocked that one as a favorite, but all of a sudden I was like, oh, that bottle is almost empty. And I hadn't really used it much before this spring. And all of a sudden, like, I only have a little tester kit from Byredo because those fragrances also don't last a very long time on me. So that's why I never committed to a full-size bottle, but I do really like the scents. But yeah, that's one I'm suddenly using up. I'm like, okay, that was unexpected. So yeah, thanks so much for watching this video. Thumbs it up if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more makeup and beauty related videos. I would love to share more and have you here. I do have another channel where I don't talk about makeup, but about everything else that isn't makeup. So if you want to see more of that, then I really hope to see you again on my other channel, which is Floating in Books. You can find the link to it in the description box down below, and I hope to see you again really, really soon. Bye-bye.